You ready, Edgar?
Are you ready, fam? Are you ready? Edgar, do you think he's ready? You reckon?
Yeah, see, look, Edgar's my guy, bro.
You don't know him as well as I know him, bro. I don't know. I'm not too sure, cuz. Before the book, did you know anything about Florence Nightingale besides her name? What did you know about her?
Yeah.
What did you know about her?
And that she's a nurse.
What else did you know? That's it, innit?
And yeah, she's a nurse.
That's it.
That's what I knew. She's a nurse, and she did something good.
Yeah.
She looked after people.
Florence Nightingale, big respect, man, because what she came in and she took, so the death rate of soldiers dropped from 43% to 2%. That is incredible.
This is what I want to do. This is what I want to help my community. Oh, I'm not allowed to do it? No, how can I do it?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
I'm doing it, but I might have to do a backflip to do it.
Social change is driven by this, and this is why social entrepreneurism or things like this are important, because you put pressure on the government, because you can't be shut up with money or things like that. You have a bigger why, going back to what's your why, you have a bigger why. It's more important to you than profits and whatnot. You don't care about profits, you care about what you're trying to achieve.
We are the power of pages.
POP.
What are your power of these pages?
I think what this book showed me is actually the power of...
Welcome to the Power of Pages, where we review books that ignite your mind,
elevate your life,
and drive your ambition. And this episode, we are reviewing How to Change the World, Social Entrepreneurs, and the Power of New Ideas. I go by Ty.
I'm Mr. Fly.
And yeah, this was my pick. Actually, no, this actually wasn't my pick. It was my turn to pick.
Yeah.
And I put it out to the loyal subscribers, and MJ picked this book for us. Big up MJ. And I actually want to say, if you want to join our mailing list, the link's in the description box so that you could recommend a book to us and we'll try and review it. Obviously, there's only so much reading we can do, but we'll try and review it. And as you can see, we've got a new setup. Yeah, man. Yeah, just look, we're in a new setup, new space. Just want to say a big thanks to Jukebox Studios for hosting us. So we'll be delivering our book reviews, Power of the Pages, from now on. So yeah, man, happy to be here. Yeah, cool, wicked. And back to MJ, actually, bigging up MJ who recommended this book. I've got a question for you, MJ. Have you actually read this book? Not audiobook. Not audiobook.
Specify that.
Yeah, specify. Have you actually read this book from cover to cover? Because as an audiobook, I can imagine this is amazing, incredible. As a read, it was a tough read. Chris, man. Do you know what? This book has so many inspiring stories, and they're lovely. Yeah. They really are lovely, man. Yeah. Where do you want to start?
No, I agree with you on that. It was challenging, man. It's a very big book, very long book, and it's kind of, the writing style is a bit hard to get into and whatnot. And but when I read some of because what got me into it first was the one about and we'll go through a few of them, but there was one about Childline in India.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, and then you really see, I think for me, obviously, where I'm a social entrepreneur and with the charity and things like that, it's like seeing from literally an idea where you can go to and how far you can get. I mean, with that passion, with that sort of conviction. So that was really inspiring to see. But yeah, and as well, to be fair, it was challenging to read this, but I'm not going to lie to you, like, it was challenging to read it, but I was actually felt quite accomplished when I finished it.
Yeah.
But and I was grateful for like seeing all this stuff done and whatnot, and also seeing which I already speak about already, and I know, and I'm aware of, but it's good to see it kind of in written form, as in the similarities between actual social entrepreneurism and entrepreneurism. Do you see what I mean? So, when we've done stuff at schools before and whatnot, we've kind of spoken about that, but it was good. I was interested to see from a social entrepreneur perspective how it's kind of viewed on the, on a wider scale, and it was good to see that. Yeah. But I'm happy to start, wherever. Do you want to maybe start with one of your favourite
Well, actually, I wanted to talk about the beginning of this book, because it talks about, becoming a social entrepreneur and why actually it's beneficial to become a social entrepreneur, because there are more opportunities, according to this book, to work in social entrepreneurship around the world, because of all the, problems that we have around the world, whether it's poverty, whether it's knife crime, whether it's, we'll come on to some of the stories, but there are lots of opportunities to help and support people, which this book goes into those inspiring stories. But I think, I want to touch on your story if you don't mind briefly, because you had many businesses. We've spoken about them in the past, but you then decided to become a social entrepreneur to really focus on your passion and, supporting the community. Yeah. And this is the most successful thing that you've ever done.
Definitely. By God's grace, yeah.
So it's like, that's really inspiring from one point of view, but also this book kind of backs up that journey.
Yeah. I think, and what he says, I don't remember exactly how he put it, but with the way the world is now, social media, and how quickly things move around, and how the access you have to things, and things like payment terminals and online banking, all these things, the setup's quite simple to do, whereas previously it wouldn't be, just in regards to business, but also for social entrepreneurism, because even like fundraising, like GoFundMe, there's loads of platforms, there's loads of Give As You Live, there's loads of them. Do you know what I mean? So that's something that maybe 10, 15 years ago, it might not have been as easy to donate, because if you're doing something and you've got a family member that lives in another side of the world, all you've got to do is send them a link and they can donate, or a friend, or that link can get shared. And we see loads of stories all the time where a cause picks up so much steam because it catches people's hearts and stuff like that. So for me, I definitely doing this is funny, because the education I learned along the way, and I'm still learning now, but when I first set up Fit for Life Youth originally, I actually set up as a limited company. Do you see what I mean? Because I didn't know. So the first actual iteration was like a limited company. And the way I was dealing with the work, I was doing work in schools, and then I was doing work with charities that were getting funding, and then I was going in and they were paying me as a result of that funding. But then when the funding ran out, it's like, well, we'll wait till the next round of funding comes in. And then, then I learned, I said, so how do you get the funding? Like, I'll just get the funding. Do you see what I mean? We'll just get the funding. Oh, you can't, because you're a limited company. Hence why CIC worked out about being a CIC, community interest company. Obviously, interestingly enough, today's the 5th. The 4th September is 1 year of us being a charity.
Jeez.
Yeah, today's the 5th. Jeez. So yeah, it came up yesterday. Do you remember, we went away, our friend's wedding, Crebany, let's pick up Crebany, yeah. Last year, Portugal, we landed on the 4th, you and I, and then that's when we got off the plane, I checked my email and it said that it'd gone through for the Charity Commission. So, yeah, man, kind of tangent there. But yeah, this was good because it mirrors my journey to some degree. But then, I never fully, I don't think you agree with 100% everything that you see in a book. I definitely don't all the time. But overall, it's good to see, man. Messages like this, because you need more people to kind of try and give back. That's the way the world is, man.
Yeah, do good. Do good in the world. All right, let's start on one of the stories that I loved.
Yeah.
Fabio Rosa, who noticed poverty in Brazil.
Yeah. What chapter was that, do you know?
I think it was chapter 3.
Okay.
And basically, Fabio Rosa wanted to bring electricity to the rural areas of Brazil in Palmeiras.
Yeah.
And because what they found was that the farmers there, like the water companies, were charging them extortionate rates to have water in order to make rice and whatever things they were farming. So they were hardly making any money, because they didn't have water or easy access to water. And he realized that if this area actually had electricity, then they could get their own wells and get their own water, which would then make production cheaper, so that this poor area could now actually make profit on the food that they're making, or, a livable profit rather than, hardly anything, and then sell it to whatever in trade. And he had a whole hullabaloo trying to get electricity into this area.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I liked about this was that he went against the rules to do something positive. And I think,
when you say went against the rules, how do you mean?
In terms of putting up the electricity, there were certain guidelines that the electricity companies you had to abide by. So, for example, you needed an electric pole every. I'm gonna get the exact numbers wrong, but every 300 meters you need an electricity pole, whatever. But he's like, well, actually, we can't afford to do that. We need to do it every 600 meters. We can still make it safe, but actually, it's just not following the guidelines. Yeah. And actually, the benefits of getting electricity to this area are gonna outweigh the potential risks that not having it every 300 meters is going to have. So he's kind of gone against the guidelines and the recommendations.
Were they remind me, because I didn't take much notes about that chapter, but were they guidelines or were they laws?
I think there might have been laws, actually.
Oh, wow.
Let me see if I'm making it.
Because if it's, I mean, it doesn't matter either way, but I'm just interested. That's more just me just interested, because guidelines are guidelines, isn't it? It's guidelines. Yeah. But a law is like, the law is this, but I mean, he got it done. And sometimes you gotta trailblaze. You gotta just kind of stick to things. So,
and then what happened off the back of it was the electricity company. He's like, well, look, I think they said to him, look, all right, look, we'll go and do it safely.
Okay.
And we'll do it, but the way they were doing it wasn't servicing the rest of Brazil. They're like, we're just going to do it in this area to kind of shut you up. And he's like, no, you're not trying to shut me up. So in the end, they had to change the guidelines or the law. I can't remember if it was guidelines or law. I think it was law. They had to change it anyway to fit with him putting up all these places so that these poor areas could now get water to then make their crops and earn a living. And this guy had some challenges with the government, etc., like putting it all in place.
It's funny because he started something, then they kind of saw what he was doing and saw the impact and must have seen, what was in, and then they jumped on board, but they tried to kind of contain him. Yeah. You know what I mean? They tried to contain him. Then he was still, because he said no, and that's the passion, right? Because you're seeing, especially if you're seeing the benefits it's having in that particular area, like, no, everyone deserves this. Yeah. This needs to be, all right, this small section of Brazil is having it here, this area here, but this needs to be widespread. Yeah, so I mean, so you won't be contained. You won't be shut up. Do you know what I mean, you're gonna keep going through and trailblazing. Yeah, like I don't care what the law says. I'm trying to help reduce poverty in this area. Yeah, the law is holding back. The poverty in this area. Yeah, a lot of that, man. It's social change, isn't it? Social action. I think that's a big part of this book. What you see, there was another story, man. We're not gonna get to go through all the stories, unfortunately, man. But there was one. About the person that was born with spinal bifida. I forget how to pronounce it. And he, the mother. Disability. No, that's another one. Oh. So this one, he was in India.
What chapter was
born in India. This is towards the end. It was in India, and he was born with spinal bifida. And then he just had he had a hard time. They didn't operate on him soon enough or quick enough. So therefore, once that was done, he was on crutches. Then when he was on crutches, because he fell over a few times, the doctors actually advised he just uses a wheelchair. And then, do you see what I mean? And it's like, that's crazy. This was obviously, I think it was born in 1965. So from then he went on and started, he put a lot of pressure on the government to put in a disability bill.
Yes.
Do you remember? Then he was on a plane. This guy's a G. He was on a plane, and I think they had to help him get onto the plane manually. They had to carry him. Then they asked him to move seats, because I think he was blocking the walkway or something like that. But the law was that he wasn't allowed to sit where they were trying to move him to. Anyway, big fight, argument about this, because he was like, unless you have the equipment to move me, I'm not he's a grown man. Yeah. It's a grown man. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to let you guys move me. So anyway, he used that opportunity to get some press, and because the law and the policy had actually come into play, but it wasn't being enforced. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So, and this was Indian Airlines. I made some notes about that. So, but the point I'm making anyway is social change is driven by this. And this is why social entrepreneurism or things like this are important, because you put pressure on the government, because you can't be shut up with money or things like that. You have a bigger why, going back to what's your why, you have a bigger why. It's more important to you than profits and whatnot. You don't care about profits. You care about what you're trying to achieve. So you put pressure on the government, you put pressure on social pressure, and then, you gain PR, and it's not easy as well. I mean, it's one person. This person, I'm going to find his name because I need to say his name. But yeah, man. Do you remember that story?
Yeah, I remember the story. I didn't take notes. So if you find the notes on it. But yeah, that was really inspiring, because he was disabled, and he was told, go in your wheelchair. And I vividly remember them talking about him refusing to let them carry him up the stairs. It's
Javed Abidi.
What's his name?
Javed Abidi.
Javed Abidi.
Indian disability rights. Born in 1965 with spinal bifida, yeah. So he had so many, he was let down so many times. He was born with a condition that they operated on too late. So bad information from the doctors or the medical, whatever. Then on crutches, they told him up so he can walk. Then he said, well, with assistance of crutches, they've now instructed him, put the crutches down, sit in a wheelchair. So now you put him in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Do you see what I mean? And then go on and, so he did activism, a lot of protests. The Disability Act came into play in 1995.
But it wasn't enforced. It wasn't being enforced.
Yeah.
And he was just championing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it picked up a lot of steam, and in the book there's pictures. That's just one, and that's not even my favourite story. But that one, I was like, and I think, what it does, it shows the power that people have, isn't it? Like, you think we really accept what is given to us as a society in general. And you look around what's happening in the world today, and it's like, the power is actually with the people, man. I don't want to get too righteous on it, but you get the point I'm making. Yeah. And it's like when you see someone like this, and like I said, there's the mother with the disabled son.
Yeah, we'll come onto that a bit later.
But do you know what I mean? But there's ones anyway, so.
Yeah, no, inspiring, man. That was really inspiring. It's nice to see people like fighting for a cause, fighting for a mission that they believe in. The one that I wanted to touch on was the Childline.
Yeah, in India.
In India. Yeah. There's quite a few examples from India.
Can I wait, that was your turn, really. Was that
No, go for it. You could.
No, because you know why? Because I'm surprised that I was so intrigued by this.
Why?
Florence Nightingale.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? Because before the book, did you know anything about Florence Nightingale besides her name? What did you know about her?
Yeah.
What did you know about her?
And that she's a nurse.
What else did you know? That's it, innit?
That's what I knew. She's a nurse, and she did something good.
Yeah.
She looked after people, and she's a nurse.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. So I was like, because there's a Florence Nightingale wing in a particular hospital. I don't know which one. I can't remember which one. But anyway, knowing like because I saw Florence Nightingale and I was like, oh, okay. And I said, oh, actually, this woman was a G. Yeah. Like, and it's business. Like, forget about even the altruistic side of it. The kind of, she came in and she patterned up. Like so Florence Nightingale, she was known as the Lady of the Lamp, and she tended to British soldiers during the Crimean War. I forget what it's called, the Crimean Wars. Anyway, her family actually she came from a wealthy family, wealthy background, and they didn't want her to go into nursing. I guess they looked down on it. They thought her social status, her class, whatnot. Long story short, she became a nurse. She went onto the battlefield, and when she was there, she saw the conditions that the soldiers that were injured soldiers were living in, or not living in. Sorry, were being. So you're coming to hospital. She saw the conditions of the hospital. She put in systems. That's it. She just put in systems. So she implemented systems to improve the service to injured soldiers. So they got scrubbing brushes. The wards were cleaned. This is basic stuff, bro. Yeah. The wards were cleaned. Soldiers' clothes were taken outside for washing. And then they raised funds from private donors. I guess because of her family's background, that might have been a bit easier. But she just came in with a systematic approach. Because that's one thing, like a lot of people, with what I do, I see a lot of people that their heart's in the right place. And there's a lot of organisations and groups, community groups, whatnot. But they don't apply the other side. The love won't get you far enough. Yeah. The passion won't get you far enough. In certain situations, you have to operate systematically because it's the best. Because what you're trying to achieve is better if you still exist. First things first. So it's better that you exist as a charity, as an organisation, community group, whatnot. And in order to do that, you have to put things in place. And also, when you're delivering, when you're working with whatever groups you're working with, it's important that it maintains and continues. Yeah. And for the best outcome, it's better for you to put these things in place. Do you get what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's business. It's basic business stuff, isn't it? So, but I was just quite surprised just hearing that, because I didn't know anything about her. But I was like, wow, big up, man. Florence Nightingale, big respect, man, because what she came in and she took, so the death rate of soldiers dropped from 43% to 2%. That is incredible.
Mad.
That is incredible. And what did she do?
Decrease.
What did she do? She just came in and put systems in place. said, yeah, we're going to take your dirty clothes that mostly have infection on them. We're just going to take them outside. Do you see what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Yeah, big up.
Yeah, and just to come back to you on what you knew before reading this book, what did you know about her before reading?
Nothing.
Yeah, okay.
I knew her name. And I knew she was, I didn't even know she was a nurse, to be fair. I just knew her name. You know what I'm saying? So last thing, another point I wrote down. So when she assembled, so once she's to set up in this war zone, she assembled 38 nurses in like 6 days to get on board. And you know, nurses, everyone respects nurses, as you should. You know what they do, how they help people. Everyone has a story, a touching story about someone, either them or someone in their family that's been helped by a nurse. Do you know what I'm saying? And so they're there. So they needed like a leadership.
Yeah.
They needed someone to come in and put, you know, again, set up the systems, basic stuff. So yeah, man, I was surprised because when I saw Florence Nightingale, I didn't know what it was about, but hearing her story, I was like, okay,
she's a G.
Yeah, man. Yeah, big up, man.
You know, let's go on to Childline now as well, because I knew of Childline, like I've heard of Childline. Like when I was in school, I think they had Childline like adverts. Yeah. I've never used it.
Yeah.
I knew, I just knew it existed, but I've never actually known like the.
It's not still around now, is it? Is it still around? I should actually know this.
I'd imagine so. Yeah. Like it's a massive.
I think it is. Yeah.
It's a massive.
Thanks for that. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, massive charity. Anyway, they coined themselves as a children's rights service, not a poor children's service.
Yes.
And I love that they differentiated the fact that they're a children's rights service versus a poor children's service. They said, in Childline, every call is important. And our mission is the child comes first. We don't work for the government or any other organisation. We work for the child. And the phone number is 1098, assuming that it is still around now, which I think, it is. But children were taught to say like 1098, so that they knew like if they were in trouble or danger or whatever, they could just call 1098. And you mentioned earlier it was started in India, but during
Gerald Billimora,
that was the founder.
It began in 1996.
Yeah, okay. 1996.
And it branched into 98 cities.
Wow. Across India.
Then by March 2000, it was operating in 11 cities. By 2002, it was in 30.
Yeah. Mad.
Big, man. And this is, do you know what I'm saying? Like, really, man, people, like...
From an idea to help children.
Tell them.
That's where it started. I want to help support children that, you know, children's rights. I want to help support children's rights. Yeah. Let me set up my organization. It grew, blah, 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 blah. But during the first year, they received 6,618 calls. More than 70% were children and youths. And they called to chat, to sing songs, and to ask questions. And what my favorite one is to offer insults. The way the author wrote this was funny.
Wait, that means that you could not accept the insult, isn't it? Nah, I'm not gonna take that one. That's funny.
So they're prank calling. They got a number they can call. But Jaru, the founder, they said, it's their service. They're testing us out. It's like. They were excited that children were calling, even if they was calling to chat rubbish or to like mock the person on the phone or whatever. It's like it's a service for them, for the children, and yeah, man, I found that really inspiring, man.
Yeah, no, definitely, and I think again, I don't know that much, but from where the way the book puts it, there's a lot of children that live on the street, street kids and whatnot, as it's referred to in the book. So even that, like. Being there, being able, you know, if there's incidents that happen, there's incidents happen on the street. Yeah. So, and I think the lady, Jaru, she became like a sort of mother figure, auntie figure, whatnot. So did it originate in India and has now spread it? So Childline here in the UK is off the back of what happened in India?
Yeah, I haven't done further research on that. Okay. But yeah, she started it in India. Yeah. So that Childline is obviously the same.
That's dope.
Or, you know, I don't know if they can just use the same name. But no, it's the same, isn't it?
So then as well, so in 93, they started partnering with the police and hospitals and stuff like that, which is good. Because, again, look, this is what I'm saying. It grows from an idea, and now you can include other services and support and build around that So, inspiring stories, man.
Do you know what was because they had their challenges, like with all organizations and charities and all mission-driven businesses. There was an incident that happened with the children. Like one of them, like sadly, lost their lives, and the children were like really angry at Childline because like they called them for whatever reason. Anyway, the point off the back of it is Drew was really, upset by this, and they changed their whole focus around like really trying to listen and understand the children so that they could help prevent these issues. It wasn't just like, okay, that happened. It was like, okay, like what can we do for future when these situations occur? Well, how can we support you? Like they really gave young people or children a voice to which is.
I remember there was a big impetus on training and stuff like that. So she really worked with her team. But that's what you got to do, man. Good leadership. Just so I mean, there's so many. Social entrepreneurism and entrepreneurism for me are the same thing. It's only what you're aiming at is the difference. Do you know what I mean? But there's so many similarities, man, because it's entrepreneurism at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? And like that, she had to lead her team and say that incident has happened. It can't happen again. And she has to drill into them. Like you said, we're here for the we're here for the kids. We're here for these children. We're trying to support them. And you like, if you're not here for that, then why are you here? Do you know what I mean? Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, I don't know, man. Do you, all right, so this kind of appeals to me as a charity, working in the charity sector. For yourself in the private sector, do you see, what similarities do you see, if any, or how do you kind of look at it?
I think for me, the similarities I see is the fact of having a positive cause. So the loyal subscribers know that I've got a business. I help companies support their employees with their well-being, deliver a range of workshops, etc., etc. And that all comes from the deeper meaning of wanting to help support people. And I'd do it in a profitable way. If there was a way that I could do it in a charitable way, like within companies,
that's not even a question. I feel you would, because you help charity, you help my charity. So you would. But I'm saying, do you see, what similarities do you see in regards, not what the goal is or the ambition is, but in the way to it's run? Okay. In the way to like, it's the mechanics behind things. Do you see what I mean?
Do you know what? That's a good question, because I think there are differences because a lot of charities, like you said, when you set up your business, a lot of charities rely on funding and just applying for funding and funding. As a business, as a limited business, you can't just apply for funding because funding comes for charities and non-for-profits. So I think that's one thing, but I don't think that is the way that charities should solely operate. I think charities should have that business arm where they try and bring in their own income through whatever services they can provide to help further their mission. Like you've got a community gym. Keep tapping on mic. You got a community gym that helps support your mission of supporting the young people that you service. So I think there are similarities definitely in terms of like the procedures and making things run, but there are also differences, especially when it comes to like getting the funding.
I think, look, because you're, Oxfam, UNICEF, these big they're not relying on funding. And in essence, do you know what I mean? In a sense, so they're relying on donors. But they're on another, like, there's different levels, as in with business as well. Because basically what I'm saying is, and donors and funding, I don't want to get too technical. It is funding, but it's different. Like, so, for example, we do funding bids and things like that. Oxfam aren't relying on that. Do you know what I mean? There's levels to kind of how it is. So some charities, they're not solely relying on funding. They might have, and it depends on what that's a whole nother conversation. But no, I hear what you're saying. But I think when you strip it back, leadership, systems, a goal, a shared goal, these things are quite universal. I think they transport over both sectors. Do you get what I'm saying?
You've made me want to fast forward, which we'll fast forward and then rewind, because at the end of the book, it talks about 6 qualities of a successful social entrepreneur. And I just looked at you when I read all of them.
Come on.
And I was like, All right. And I think this is the downfall of some charities and some organizations. Okay. But let's go through them.
Cool.
Did you write them?
Yeah, I did. Yeah? I did.
You want to do one for one? Yeah.
Go for it.
So willingness to self-correct.
Yep.
Looking at you, obviously we all make mistakes. You iron out your mistakes. You look at how you can improve them and correct them. Bam. Love that. But also...
Can I?
Yeah, go on.
Sorry to cut you off. Because it's funny, this chapter, and I knew we was going to have this conversation, and I was having this conversation with you in my head already, yeah? So I was like, this, how does that apply to you?
It's same.
Okay. Do you see my point?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I feel... Let's go one for one.
So next one.
So because we'll get there, but I'm saying, I think it's the same. Do you know what I mean? I don't think this is exclusive to just social entrepreneurs. Okay. But let's keep going. That's my point for point. That's my position.
So next one.
So cool. Willingness to share credit. Funny story, yeah. Because even me all the time, yes, it does apply to me. Before we go, yeah. So I always say like we. I always be like, yeah, we started in 2018, became official in 2019, and then I start. That's kind of my spiel, should we say, or my bit that I say. Now, people always say, "Oh, who else was it?" Like, and then I'm always like, "Oh, it was kind of me," but really, it's not. And I think, and I spoke with someone yesterday, and he's coming up. He's setting up his charity, and I'm helping him out a little bit. And then he said to me yesterday, he was like, "Oh yeah, we started in XXX." And then I was like, "Oh, cool." Then he goes, "Funny thing though, when I say we, it's just me." And I was like laughing. I said, "Rare, I'm the same." But then I said to him, I said, "Bro, when you're saying we, I bet it's because you had help. So like, Nat helped me. So that's part of my we when I'm saying you helped me." It's funny, a video came up in the day in the park when you came and held pads and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So when it's that we, it's not just, all right, I might have done the paperwork and I'm the face of it and whatnot, but I definitely had help. Like, definitely. Yeah. Even though, so it has actually been we, but people, even, like a friend of mine, Sabira, she helped me from boxing from State of Mind back in the day. She used to come and do sessions with me in the youth club. She was part of that, bro. Do you know what I mean? So it was a we. So yeah, sharing the credit, definitely. But I think, again, I don't know, okay, so now, boom, I put it back to you. With your business, do you share credit?
Yeah, for sure. But not all businesses share credit.
Do you think all charities share credit?
I think all successful charities share credit.
Okay.
I don't think all successful businesses share credit.
Okay. I get what you're saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Because with a charity, right, people don't work in charities for money because it's a low-paid sector, right? You work in a charity for the purpose behind it, right? So there are other things that, as a charity, you need to gain from.
Yes.
And one of those is recognition and appreciation and credit, right? Yes. You want to be recognized for the work that you do.
Yes.
I mean, your organization wins fantastic awards, and that's credit that your team gets. You don't say, "I won the awards." Yes. Your team wins those awards. Yes. Like, everyone comes, gets a photo, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whereas in a business, it's like, this CEO brought this company, Do you get what I mean?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So I think for a charity, 0.2 is 100%. For a business, it's like 50-50.
But there's a nice quote in the book that he put here. It's been said that there's no limit to what you can achieve if you don't care who gets the credit. Yeah. And I think that's important. Like, deep that one. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? 100%. Because you anyway, let's move on. But you get it. I think if you don't get it, you should think about it again. And if you don't get it, go again.
It's me. Yeah. Willingness to break free from established structures. Now, in terms of business, like I'm talking not a charity, that is essential. Willingness to break free. I think you have to kind of, go against the mold in certain areas and try a thing, for lack of a better word. And I don't necessarily think that's it. I think it's in order to run a successful charity, you need to do that. But I think a lot of smaller organizations don't do that.
How do you mean now? What do you mean?
Like, break free from. So, for example, in the stories here, like we mentioned the electricity guy, right? There was a structure. Oh no, you can't put up electric poles because it's not in the law or the guidelines. Actually, I'm breaking free from that structure. So it's more like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to help my community. Oh, I'm not allowed to do it? No, how can I do it?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
I'm doing it, but I might have to do a backflip to do it.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I definitely agree with you. But I think, because I've had to adapt to myself as I've learned and grown within the charity, working in the VCS, but VCS, that breaking free of established structures is, I already had that. Like, you know, before I was a social entrepreneur, when I was an entrepreneur, I was willing to, and I think that's goes across both sectors. Like,
I
mean, being a trailblazer, like now they don't really say this word anymore, but like a disruptor. Do you know what I mean? So like, that's where that whole thing is kind of birthed from. So yeah, it's my turn. Willing to cross disciplinary boundaries. So yeah, I guess the gentleman that I forgot his name again now with had the spinal bifida, he definitely crossed those boundaries because he took things, even the one in Brazil, and there's all of them. You have to, because you're trying to. There's obviously a problem. You see a problem, and the way the boundaries are set up now, the way things are set up now, it's not allowing you to do what you need to do. So you need to break those rules, be a rule breaker, in order to achieve what you need to achieve.
Yeah.
For the greater good, and your passion and your drive and your will of what you're trying to achieve is more important than what you might get, like the punishment or whatever it might be. Do you know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with that. I'm trying to think. Because these guys are, you know, they've now grown to a wide scale. I'm thinking on a lower scale. Definitely, I mean, North Kensington, there's a lot of charities and community interest companies and community groups and stuff like that. And sometimes you've got to do things, man. People definitely break the rules. Like, and sometimes it's needed because you got to put people on their toes. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, people break the rules.
I think we need to touch on that. Like breaking the rules ethically.
I could tell you some things, man. But when I say thanks. Let me clarify that. What I mean is like this. The structure needs to do this. The powers that be need to do this. Be that the council, be that the government, be that the school. They should be doing this thing. They're not doing it. And they're saying you can't do it because of this. Screw that, we're doing it. Do you see what I mean? So let's say, for example, there's an abandoned building and that building's, and you need to set up a youth club, there's nowhere for the kids to go. And this building just sitting here and no one's using it. The council aren't using it. It's closed. It's empty. Some groups, not us, but some groups would take that over and open something and then what happens is once it becomes a space, the powers that be might come and now try and partner and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? You kind of take that initiative.
But like I said, that's ethically in my.
That's not if you're. I mean, if you look at it, you're breaking the law, right? If you break into a building and open it up for the community, you're breaking into a building. Do you get what I'm saying?
But for the community.
Yes.
So you could argue that actually it's for the greater good.
And you could argue,
like, okay, the law says don't break into a building. I'm not condoning breaking into a building.
Neither am I.
Just get that straight.
Yeah.
But this is a unused school in this example, or unused building that could be put to good use to support the community. And some organisation has now gone and done it, and it's having a massive positive impact. For me, that's a positive impact on the environment, even though the rules say no.
It's like the same as, it's literally the first example you gave in Brazil.
Yeah.
Set up your poles every 20 yards.
Yeah.
No, because we're going to do it every 40 yards or whatever it might be. Do you know what I mean? So, but this is what you have to challenge it. You know what I mean? And then you open people's mind, open people's thinking. Yeah. You know, and as well, if you've got that lived experience, you kind of know the real reason. Sometimes a lot of these laws and rules are passed down by people that don't even know. Yeah. Couldn't even walk there. If you put them in the train station, the closest train station, they wouldn't even know how to get there. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So
the next one, willingness to work quietly. Like that. Sometimes, you know, you don't need to scream and shout about what you're doing. Just working in the background, like I'm doing this. I mean, I know there's loads of things that you're doing that I don't even know about.
Yeah, but same.
Same. Same. So yeah, I think that goes across both.
Strong ethical impetus.
Yeah.
So yeah, your ethics need to be. You need to have good ethics.
Yeah.
Especially, I think, I'd say more so in the charity sector because, as well as, you're representing the whole sector.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And people trust charities.
Yeah.
And if your ethics are wrong, it actually looks bad on charities. I remember with, that there was that story, there was the soldier and his family, they were I think, what happened? There was a soldier, a British soldier, and he was an old man, like a retired veteran. And I think he set up a charity, I think around COVID times, I might be wrong.
Yeah.
But, and his family just were doing wrong. They were doing very unethical things. And that's bad for the charity sector because people trust the charity sector, and then what they'll do is if one charity, big charity, is doing unethical things, it actually represents everyone. Do you see what I mean? So I think definitely you have to be clean as a whistle because you're representing every other charity. You know what I'm saying? So and you're also held to higher esteem because within business there's lots of scandals that come out all the time. But people don't. You're not held to. It's like, well, they're just money makers anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas with it's a charity, you kind of, people put you on esteem on a pedestal and whatnot. Do you get what I'm saying? It's different. So you have actually got a responsibility. I'm aware that I've got a responsibility that I'm a role model, within my organization, and also within the community and all that kind of stuff. And as you as a business owner, but I think the difference is within the charity sector, because you're kind of, people see it as very altruistic. Like you said, you're in a sector that doesn't pay well. You could go, I remember a friend of mine, or mentor of mine before, she said, you could go, as in me, could go and work in this industry, in this role, and be paid quite a lot of money. But by me choosing to not do that and doing what I'm doing, do you know what I mean? It's like that. Yeah. So yeah, man, you've got to be like, that's definitely, and I think that applies more so for charities. You have to have a strong, because you've got a big responsibility.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think that applies to business. I mean, it does apply to my business, but you could be selling something that isn't good for the environment. Like I hate to do this to dig on like smoking companies or cigarette companies, but it's like that is a net negative in the world, right? We know how much. So where are your ethics if you set up a cigarette company? Where do your morals lie? Of course, you could argue, it brings people joy or moments of rest or, moments of calm. There are some benefits that people get from it, but the negatives outweigh the benefits. So that's why I don't think it applies to all businesses.
Fair. I think it says, I took a quote from here. It's meaningless to talk about social entrepreneurs without considering the ethical qualities of their motivation, their why.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think especially, no, for both, whether you work in a charity, you volunteer in a charity, or you set up a charity, it's, there's something that draws you there. Do you know what I mean? It's bigger than yourself. Your people volunteer. Yeah. And that's why even that, like, as big charities, you're inspiring people to come and give up their time, give up their time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So you've got a responsibility, man.
No, 100%.
You do.
The power of the pages. We are the power of pages.
POP.
What are your power of these pages?
I think what this book showed me is actually the power of people, man. And the power of an idea. We always say, like, an idea without execution is just, ideas are nothing without execution, sorry. And I think this reminds me, and it should be a reminder to everyone, of how much change one person can do. Just what I'm saying? Like, yes, you can have an idea and you can decide that you're going to do this and you're going to impact positively this many people or this area. Well, it could be as big or as small as you want it to be, but you can do it. And that doesn't mean to say it's going to be easy, because it most probably won't be. In fact, I can guarantee you it won't be easy, but you can do it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's deep, man. So that's what, I mean, there's no kind of sentence in the book, whatnot, but overall, man, it was good. These people done incredible things, man. Yeah. I'm looking at this in awe. I'm like, rah, man, I've got a long, like, it's, you know, so yeah, man.
We missed out lots of stories, man.
Yeah,
there's so many nice stories on it. Like a lady, we'll just briefly touch on it. Lady helping people with AIDS in South Africa. She trained up loads of nurses, trained up prostitutes to learn the skills of nursing so that they could come off the streets and earn a living that way. Oh man, there's
the ones getting to people into college in America. There was one with a mother, her son was given like 6 months to live or something. They said he wouldn't live past 6 months. This mum is a G. She's got a name.
The chapter's called "What Sort of Mother Are You?"
Yeah, I'm going to pronounce her name wrong.
Zekaras.
Yeah, that's her surname. Yeah, from Hungary, assisted living. Oh man. So yeah, her son at 2 was, he just had had some really bad diagnosis. Yeah, they said he wouldn't live beyond 4 years old. Then also there's a lady in South Africa. She wanted to get the country reading in their native language, and she got the government to set up like reading. Yeah, so much stuff, man. It's like, you know what, MJ? Yeah, thank you for this book, man. I mean, I say that it was hard, man. It wasn't easy, and I hope you read it like we read it. No shade on audiobooks, but I hope you read it, my guy. What's your power? My power.
Yeah, my power. No, my power is purpose, man. It's like, it's just. Again, there was no one quote that I took from this book that was like, oh, that quote is the power. It was more just the overall message of like inspiration of having a purpose. All of these people in this book had a purpose and like they had a problem that they were trying to solve, a cause that meant deep to them and was meaningful. And that's just inspiring in general, man. And I think if you're going to do anything in life, you want to do it with purpose and like, you know, have a meaning behind it. Maybe you're in a job that doesn't do that, but you can maybe set up a side project alongside that job, you know, just to help you have that why and that purpose.
Even, bro, donate your time.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to like reinvent the wheel. You don't have to go. There's so many good charities out there doing great work. I'm sure if you're inspired and you want to help, you don't have to set up, bro. You can go volunteer your time, volunteer your services.
Yeah.
Volunteer, give your money. Like, honestly, you could do, there's so many different ways you can impact that. Go and raise money for them.
Yeah.
Go and support them, mentor them. You've got skills. That's the one thing, again, talking from like my personal experience. The skills, we need skills. Like, I'm talking about a grassroots level because we're a grassroots charity. But I think I work with bigger charities as well, and I know bigger charities. Sometimes people can come and, you know, our mutual friend Charlie, he used to come and he used to give some of his time, take time out of his work. His work allowed him to give days that he could help charity with. He used to come and help me once or twice a year. That was invaluable to us. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's so many things you could do. You don't have to set up a charity. You don't have to set up a CIC. Yeah. You can find what's going on in your area. You can, there's loads of big charities that you can help with, and they're great charities. Or you can do even more grassroots level. The choice is yours. So there's two sides of the coin. You don't have, not everyone, like, you know, even within, I'll go back to business. Even within business, not everyone can set up, not everyone should set up their own business. Some people, and not everyone wants to set up their own business. You'd find a business you want to work with and develop within that. You could do the same thing with a charity. So yeah, man, the people are there and they need your help. Do you know what I mean? Especially now, so.
Let's go on to difficulty rating and star rating, all right? So my book, or MJ's book, but yeah, my turn. I'll go first. Difficulty, I gave it a 3.5. It was a tough read. The stories were actually really inspiring, and some of them just kept me hooked. There was some irrelevant information in the stories, but yeah, I'm just going to give it a 3.5 because it wasn't like a terrible read, but it was hard.
For me, I'll give it a 4. It was difficult, man. I think the size is quite intimidating.
Yeah.
But then as well, not like the language and the grammar and the spelling wasn't particularly hard, or the words or whatnot. But it was just, it was quite a hard book to finish, man, to be fair with you. Yeah. And as well, there was some chapters that were thrown in there. Like, there was a consistent story of like Drayton and these American guys that kind of, so it was like, what you're reading a bit about what they're doing on a bigger sort of macro scale, and then it goes to like an inspiring story, then back to Drayton. It's like, that was kind of hard to follow at times.
Ashoka was that organisation.
Yeah.
But
so
anyway,
that was quite,
even touch on that.
That was quite hard to follow for me. I still don't really have a full understanding of that. Anyway, 4.
Okay, star rating. Oh man, I'm torn. I wrote down my number here. the conversation made me want to increase it.
Go to your first
because as an audiobook, I'd imagine this is maybe even a 5 as an audiobook. As a book that you read in your hand, I've given it a 3.
Okay.
I've given it a 3. Like it's still, the stories put it up to a 3 for me. And this conversation makes me want to put it up more, but it's a 3.
What does the conversation want to make you put up to? Just out of interest.
Maybe a 4.
Okay.
Or a 3.5. But no, 3. But I'm going 3 because that's how I felt after I read it.
Say none. No, I'm with you, man. 3 for me. Easy decision to make. I give it 3. I enjoyed it. Would I recommend it? Yes.
You enjoyed the read?
I enjoyed the book.
Okay.
Like, I enjoyed the book. It was a hard read. It was a hard read, but I enjoyed the book. And some of the stories were really like, wow, breathtaking. Like, my favorite chapter I didn't even talk about. Do you know what I mean? But it was good, man. It was good. It was a good book, man. Good stories. And I think maybe I took it a bit more personal because it's like, we don't read books about charities and social entrepreneurs and stuff like that. So it was good to kind of read a book about that. Yeah. And 3. I think that's a fair number.
Okay, wicked. Well, next episode, we are reviewing The 4 Agreements. This was Mr. Fly's book, or Chris's book. So, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like the video if you haven't liked it. Support the team. Comment. Let us know what you think. But this is the power of pages.
And we review books.